So let's begin with our first sound design example. We're going to begin by finding the right video and the corresponding sound effects that are inside that clip. So first, we're going to need the base footage that we can easily find on either pexels.com or pixabay.com. In this lesson, I will be grabbing resources from free platforms just in case some of you guys don't have subscriptions for stock platforms. So if you need any images or videos, you can come to these two websites and then begin searching whatever you need. So I'm going to search for beach walk because I want a human subject, and we have plenty of options to choose from. So I will choose this video, download it, and we have officially found our first clip. Here is my second clip. They're not from the same subject, but we're gonna assume they are. So once I have downloaded my videos, I'm going to analyze them. So playing this back, I can see that there is water. There is someone walking in water, so I need splash sound effects. Normally in this setting, there are some seagulls flying around, so I need seagull sounds. And maybe a wind sound coming from the back, because I can see there's a soft current on the water. So just for this video alone, I need a couple of sound effects. One was the water splashing because she's walking in water. Number 2, I need some wind noises. 3, I need seagulls. And then I'm just going to put all of these on top of my music. Let's take a look at the second video. So again, she's walking, but this time on sand. So that's the first sound effect I need, walking on sand. I need distant wave crashes because there's a lot of rocks. Then I need seagulls, wind, and then soft water noises. So these are the things I need for this video. So it's helpful to write these down once you analyze your clips. If the subject is talking or if there's a group of people, you also need to grab some talking noises. For example, if you chose this video, you also need the sound of these two people talking. If there is an animal in your clip, you need the sound of a dog. And if there's fabric just fluttering in the wind, you also need that sound. So you want to spend enough time analyzing your clips, and then based off what you see, you are going to compile a list. Once I have my videos and I have my list, it's now time to search for a background music. You can either choose one with vocals or an instrumental one. And the platform that we're going to use is actually Pixabay Audio. So just head to pixabay.com/music and we have a lot of options. I just searched instrumental, but again, if you want with vocals, you would want to search it here. In the search box, choose your genre here and go to ambient, mood. Let's go for relaxing. So this completely depends on what's happening in the video. Since both of my videos are of nature and they are in slow motion, then I would want to grab something that is just as relaxing and beautiful. So over here, I have a lot of options. I can give it a listen and see which one looks best on my video. So I think the best one for my video is the second option by this person, and you can see the duration. Of course, we're not going to use all 16 minutes, but it's good to have a lot of room so that you can choose the right area. Download your audio, and we're done with our second step. Now the third step is to bring in those sound effects that we talked about. Refer to your list, and we're just going to head over to our third platform, which has different sound effects for you to use. Again, these are free. Like I said, not everyone has those subscriptions. So you can either grab the sound effects from this platform or go to another subscription such as Envato Elements, Motion Array, Adobe Stock, and all those other platforms. I just searched for seagulls in this form. One more thing about this platform is that you need to make a free account. I just logged into mine. It's pretty easy to make. So here again, we can listen to a preview. Skip through them. Let's try this one. So the second one is a lot more clean. I'm just going to download this as our first sound effect. So I just searched for walk water. You gotta be really direct with the terms. And also keep in mind that your video is slow motion, so this guy is a bit too fast. We can slow it down in post, but it's better to find something that's relevant. So the first option is the best one. There's my footsteps in water, and then we have another one for sand. There's my third audio. Next, we need soft wind. So there's my wind sound, and I'm just going to keep on repeating this until I have all of the items checked off my list, download all of them, and then we'll be ready to move on to Premiere Pro, where we can put them all together and have a successful sound design. So I have finished downloading all of my sound effects. I got my music and my 2 clips. Import your first clip into the timeline and make a sequence from it. And I'm just going to place my music right underneath. Extend the space so I can see the sound waves. Let's see which part I want in my video. I'm going to start from here, make a cut, get rid of the rest. So I have my music starting from this point. And I'm just going to add a simple fade in transition for audio. Search crossfade, and I'm going to use exponential fade. Add it at the start, then increase the amount to around here. So this will slowly introduce the music, and this is what it sounded like without the exponential fade. So it just shows up out of nowhere, but once I add a crossfade, it's going to make it sound more cinematic. So very slowly we're introduced to what's happening inside the video. Grab your clip, Command D or Control D to add a cross dissolve transition. I'm going to push it here so it kind of shows up with the audio. Get rid of the other crossfade. We only need it at the start. Now let's put on the second video right after. Add this right next to this one, and I'm just going to have to right click, set to frame size. Maybe a little more. There we go. So this is what we have right now. We have just music and some slow motion clips of people at the beach. I'm going to cut off the audio right around here, get rid of the extra bits, add the same exponential fade near the end, extending the amount so that it slowly fades out our music. Select this video, Command D, and now I have a crossfade at the end. You can even pull this closer. There we go. So this on its own is the base level of sound design. You gotta put your video and your music, and then you're going to take it a step further by adding in all of those sound effects. So let's pull the video tracks up so I can see more of the audios. So let's head to our project panel, and we're gonna begin putting on the different items. The first audio that we have is seagulls. And I'm just going to have this play in the back of this video because seagulls are most likely in this setting rather than the other one. So drag the audio right underneath. Play this back. So it's a bit too loud. Let me extend these. What you want to do is to grab that, head over to Effect Controls, and reduce the level. Let's go for -10. Now let's give it a listen. Still a little too loud, -15 should be better. Now I'm going to have this audio track play a little before the second video. We're going to learn about these types of transitions in a further lesson, but for now just play it like this. And instead of putting it right where the video starts, you want to put it a few seconds before. Grab your clip and add in the same exponential fade so that it slowly builds up as we move forward. There we go. So that's my seagull sounds. I'm going to cut it off around here, get rid of the extra bits, and add the same exponential fade. Let's pull it further. When you're fading out audio, you can also increase the exponential fade length so that it slowly fades out rather than being instant. So this was our first audio. Let's go to our next audio. We have the wind noises. I had this reserved for the first video. Just like the seagulls audio, we're going to reduce the decibels. For this one, I will go with like -10. Fade it in and fade it out. Have this start a few frames before the video. And this is another transition that we're going to talk about in a further lessons, but essentially you're fading out the audio while the top audio is fading in. So when the attention is shifted towards the seagull sound, we are secretly fading out the previous sound. So because this guy is playing right above, we can't really tell that we are fading out the wind audio. It's one transition that you can do. The next audio is birds. This is again for the first clip, since I have seagulls in the second one. Drag this underneath. Play this back. So it's a little too low. I'm going to increase the volume for this one. That's much better. Introduce the audio a little further than the constant noise that you have. So the wind here is a constant noise. It's playing from the start to the end of the clip, but this guy is kind of like the vocals of this clip. So I'm going to have it start a few seconds after the wind noise. Add the effect right on. the fade effect. Play this back. Looking good. And then I'm going to fade it out a few seconds before the top audio ends. That is pretty good. The next audio we have is the wading water. And that is for the steps that the subject is taking in this video. So we need to kind of mark out the areas where her feet would be in the water. And I'm going to have to watch the video, hit M on my keyboard, and then match this with those markers. Grab the audio right underneath. We can actually start it from here since the rest is silent. Start this with our first marker. I'm going to cut the first part off since it's kind of different from the rest, and then grab another small section from the audio. Looking good. Fade the beginning and the ending. Now over here where we have two different cuts, we want to kind of blend them in so there isn't an obvious cut in the audio. Grab constant gain and place it in between these two audios. So now we will not get a sudden jump in our audio channel. You can see it's pretty constant. So far, this is what our timeline looks like. If you want to have this be more organized, you can grab any of these audios, right-click, label into different colors. So this one will be violet. The music, we can make it blue. And just labeling the audio tracks as different things is going to make this more digestible for you so that you don't get overwhelmed with all the green tracks stacked on top of each other. All right, so let's move forward with the rest of the audios. The next one is waves slapping on rocks, which is for this video. So we have some waves and we got rocks, so this audio is perfect. Drag this underneath, again a few seconds before the video begins. Grab your exponential fade right at the start. Play this back. Since the rocks are in the distance, we can't have the audio be as loud as if it were to be right here. So drag the audio line down. Play it back. All right, so that's pretty good. Again, fade it out a little after the video finishes. So this is a constant sound like the wind that we have here. So that's why we're starting it before the video and finishing it after the video. Moving on, we have soft waves. That's for the first video. Let's go down and make another audio track. There's going to be a lot of audio tracks. This is common with audio design, so just have everything organized at the start, and then moving forward you will not be overwhelmed. I'm going to lift up the audio line for this one and then close it off with our constant sound, which was the wind sound. So if a razor tool is not snapping like this, it may be because you hit S on your keyboard. So if I hit S, you can see that I'm just moving around freely, but make sure that you have snapping turned on when you're working with audio design. Get rid of the rest and add those exponential fades. Match it with your wind audio. Let's give it a listen. Be a little lower than that. The next audio is Walking on Sand, which is for the second clip. Just like the first video, we need to look at our clip, mark out the parts where she's taking a step forward, and then match the audio with those steps. So make sure you're not selecting anything. Play your video and hit M on your keyboard where she's walking. Grab this audio underneath, and this guy's a bit too fast. So first I'm going to extend the bars here so I can see the peaks. Those peaks are when the person is taking a step forward, so I need to match it with the markers. First, I'm just going to slow this down. Let's go for 70. Solo this track. Still a bit too fast. Let's go for 60. So that's better. So that's my first step. I need to match the beginning with the first marker. Cut the audio right here. Have the rest of the audio begin with my second marker. Third step, match it with the other marker and just keep going forward until you have finished all the markers. So I have cut that audio into different parts and matched it with my markers. Play your video back, make sure that the sound matches the movement of her feet. Once you're finished, you can just unsolo this track and listen to it all together. Because this sound is not as loud, we don't need to fade it out. It gets blended in nicely with all of the tracks that we have. So let's give it a listen. So there is that soft movement of her feet on the sand. If you want to increase the volume or do anything else, it'll be time consuming to grab each one by one and change the effects here. So first I'm going to label this as a different color. Let's make it into magenta. Do the same thing for this other color, make it a different color. Then head to the audio workspace. And this is audio track 6. Find it right here, which you can if you scroll down. And for audio 6, we're just going to increase the volume. We're going to come back to this workspace once I have all of my audios and just balance out the different volumes. For now, let's focus on composing the sound design, and then later we can go back to that workspace. So those are all of our tracks. We have placed them on top of each other, and then all we have to do is to make everything balanced and maybe finish off this video with some overlays, some text, and other effects. So this is it for now. We're going to continue this example in the next lesson.